You watch the game. Well, you don't want. Thank you very much, Paul, ladies and gentlemen. Paul, what's your last name again, Paul? Coatsworth. I never came up with a nickname for you. You know, we had Richard Sylvester, and never mind. All right. Look, ladies and gentlemen, Bill Green is here tonight. Political analyst extraordinaire, curmudgeonly conservative midget, the amazing Bill Green. And Jimmy Crenn, the funniest man in Pittsburgh, is here. Two of my favorite all-time Night Talk guests, and that's why they're here in the last live Night Talk program. We're going to let Jimmy go first because the poor SOB has to get up at like 3 in the morning or something. Tomorrow night in the program, two music videos that you won't want to miss. Among the likes of the people, among the human beings, you will see dancing. On the Night Talk program tomorrow night, Lynn Cullen, Jimmy Crenn, Bill Green, Thump and Johnny DeMazio, Adrian Weir, who did the local independent film The Bread My Sweet, and you will see musical presentations featuring County Executive Candidate Jim Roddy on bongos and County Executive Candidate Danny Honorato on electric guitar, all tomorrow night on the Night Talk program, in addition to 3 sets of 3 free-for-all guests. Should be one outstanding extravaganza. Plus, tomorrow night, the final commentary. Unless, of course, you listen to DVE tomorrow at 9:45, and it might sound awfully similar. But still, it'll be tremendous. I don't know. Usually I would like plug next week's guests. There are no more next week guests. This is the final episode of Night Talk. Marvin Hamlish tried to rewrite, you know, the Night Talk song? Makes you want to shoot yourself. Makes me want to shoot myself about this point. Marvin Hamlish tried to rewrite it not long ago when he was a guest on the program. Let's take a look at that fabled historic moment in the history of the Night Talk show.
You know, Night Talk, baby, don't you know? I want my Night Talk. Yeah, gotta have it. Ooh,
they say it's brand familiarity.
Night Talk. We're going to take a break. That's our fate. We're going to come back, and we're going to tell you about Barbara without the A. Get on the Night Talk. Don't let me wait. Don't hesitate. Give me that Night Talk.
Didn't that sound like a Bee Gees ripoff at the end? That's what I thought. You know, Jive Talking? That's what I thought he was ripping that off. Academy Award winner. I know. Academy Award. He's an amazing. Oh, yeah. Gotta love Marv Hamlish. Yeah. Quickly, the last viewer email, the last Night Talk viewer email as the historic last live episode of the program continues. It's historic, damn it. Somebody emailed me today, said this is my last historic email. This, ladies and gentlemen, from Oscar Matutis, entitled, "Where is Freedom of the Press?" There is no doubt in my mind you got canned for being anti-Bush. The Bush administration is presently feeding the American public a huge pile of lies on the economy and the war. They feel the need to stop the people who are their exposers. It seems like the Bush administration agenda is to derail the middle class. Best of luck. Thank you so much. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Dickie Cougar Mellencamp, George Bush, and the personification of the vast right-wing conspiracy, Fred Hansberger, who will be behind this. And I intend to take care of them one by one. In the meantime, let's get Jimmy Crenn's thoughts on all of this as we come back with the final live episode of Night Talk, which means you can call in at 412-333-PCNC. Night Talk continues in a moment on the Pittsburgh Cable News Channel.
Transportation for Night Talk is provided by Star Limousine Service, the highest quality vehicles and the most professional service. Call 724-776-0044.
Also tomorrow night in the last episode, Johnny Angel of Johnny Angel and the Halos sings the Night Talk theme song with lyrics yet to be composed, I think. These are Jimmy Crenn is here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's impressive. Johnny Angel, he's talented, man. I love Johnny.
These are the two possibilities. Night Talk was the right talk. Now it's Night Talk. Now it's dead. See, I got it something better.
Yeah, we got to make that available.
You know, shite, the English word for Hansberger. Yeah.
You were on a show today, right?
Yeah, I was. Actually, he was very cordial. He was very nice.
I just heard about it.
It was nothing. I knew it always happens. People who trash each other on the air whenever they get together.
Fred's he's always a nice guy. He's nice man.
Yeah.
We were talking about your interviews. You know, driving up here is, you know, Yeah, kind of, you know, I wouldn't say emotional. I wasn't going to cry or nothing, but I mean, it's like, you know, melancholy all the years, 7 years, you know, hanging out and doing this show. You gave me the honor of being here so many times. I really appreciate it.
That's because you were funny as hell all those times.
Thanks,
and,
buddy.
You know, generated calls, interest, and actual viewers.
And we were talking about different guests that you had, and I was asking you off the air. Might as well bring it on the air, right? He's always asking me questions, or Bill, or everyone questions. Like, I was asking who, like, your, you know, worst interview was, or who threw you off the most. Anybody who comes to mind, or...
I asked the guy who plays the chief of staff from the West Wing, who used to be on LA Law, John Spencer.
I remember this interview. Okay.
Does Aaron Sorkin, the producer, get the best mushrooms? He's like, maybe we should ask you that question. Maybe you know where to get the mushrooms. And it was a joke.
Yeah,
He'd just been arrested for psychedelic mushrooms in an airport, and I actually wanted to know where to get the damn mushrooms, by the way.
Yeah, you hit a nerve. You
Yes,
hit a nerve.
yeah.
My favorite was your Arnold Schwarzenegger interview. Remember that?
That's a couple years old. That has
A couple years old. Yeah, about 2 years ago, and it was the first rumblings of him having like mistresses and stuff, and they had it like in the Enquirer. It was like a week after it. And you were nice. You stayed away from that stuff. But no matter what you asked him about movies, the Terminator movie coming up and all that, and it's all he kept saying was, Maria is a great wife, and she's great to the children. That's all he said, every answer. No matter what you could have said, what's the weather like? Maria is a great wife, and great to the children. Over and over. And now here he is, our governor. And you do great Arnold impression. I've seen you do it. Very good.
I asked Maria for advice on what to do now that I'm the governor. And she said, we'll drive up that bridge when we come to it. Something about the family tradition.
That's great for guys like us who, you know, the comedic side of it, right? I mean, think about Arnold. The other day, he actually said this in a press conference. They're asking about, you know, putting together his cabinet staff or whatever. And he actually said, yes, he says, good, yes, there will be women on my staff. Like, did he just say that? Yeah.
But it's a slow process.
Yes,
we don't want to just get the first one we see.
There was just a pause, you know. Next question.
Yeah.
Yes, there will be women on my staff. There will, I promise you that. And how about GW, your favorite?
Yes.
President Bush called Arnold to congratulate him, and I would love to hear that call. You know,
Arnold, this is your president, George Bush. I just want to say congratulations, number one, and number two, is it California or California? I'm not sure, because it's cauliflower, or is it cauliflower? If you just straighten that up for me, it'll be all right.
it's California.
I believe that the president-select is actually thinking those thoughts. I don't think it's just a comedic bit, Jim. I think you just channeled him. I do. That was a little too spooky. It was like right on. Yeah, he was there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Coming from you, that's a good compliment.
No, I don't mean just because it was an imitation. I mean really. Because those are the kind of thoughts he thinks.
That's true. Well, you know, some good news tonight. We got to let's pick people up. They want to be entertained here, right?
Do they?
I think so.
When do we start that?
You got some great viewers out there too. People stop me all the time, say silly on Johnny Mac, you know.
They always talk like that.
Well, no, but I'm just doing my, you know, Stanley P kind of thing.
Let me tell you. By the way, so this guy came up to me the other day and he said, because I can't really, you can't do Pittsburgh accent over here. I know what you're going for. You can't do it.
I don't know. It's getting
now
better.
But it's
years,
still.
you're getting there. Come on, 7 years. I'm
better than I was.
Yeah, B plus.
Really?
Yeah.
Because everybody really is doing your Stanley P. Kachowski character when they do that.
So yeah, you know, you almost got it. You just got to relax. Just relax a little bit with it.
I'm
forcing a little bit. Don't get so tense up here. Just relax it and start thinking Pittsburgh thoughts. You know, for instance, like in the news, let's think about a Pittsburgh thought together. Okay, like maglev. Okay, we're probably not going to have maglev now, which Stanley P. is very upset because I thought that'd be great to have like a magnetic train to go with our subway system that goes a block long, which is great. I love it. Subway system.
Train could go 2 blocks.
It go 2 blocks, see, because then we go 1 block.
3 blocks together.
1 block on the subway, see. Then you get off. Then you get 2 more blocks on your magnetic train. And now we ain't going to have it. So that's wrong. That's all I'm trying to say. Big news. Roy Horn's okay. I saw, I was watching on the news. He's doing better. Of Siegfried and Roy.
Oh, the guy who got eaten by the tiger.
Yeah, Siegfried and Roy is doing better, which is good. You know, I don't want to see anyone get hurt or anything. But I do have the announcement of who's going to replace him, starting probably within 2 weeks because they have to rehearse a little bit. It's going to be Myron Cope. Siegfried and Roy.
There's a bungle on my neck. Get the bungle off. There's a Cincinnati bungle on my neck. Ah, get him off.
You know, that's a really good Myron. I've never heard you do Myron.
Thank you.
I don't think. Do you do that a
I'm
lot?
big Myron fan. Oh, yeah.
I know you're a fan, but is that a long-time impression? Or?
Yeah, I just do them every once in a while.
Okay.
You know.
And when
Siegfried
the
and Roy,
freaking tiger rips him in half, it'll be a W.
Yeah, that's something, that tiger.
Isn't
thing,
it?
huh? Yeah.
Why the hell does people have to work with live, dangerous animals? That's just stupid.
I don't know. If he recovers, it's going to be Siegfried and Roy and like the golden retriever puppies or whatever it's going to be.
Here is John on the line. John, how are you tonight?
Fine, how are you? I would just like to echo the sentiments of many of your viewers. I'm going to hate to see you go. I'll miss your show, but you were the only one of the few outlets you were able to get that I was able to get information through the vast Bush propaganda machine.
Yeah.
And anyway, good luck
You want
to
to know all
you.
about the vast bush, you tune into this channel, damn it.
You got it. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
your enjoyment over the years.
I appreciate that. I enjoyed my enjoyment very much.
You know what's great about the show? If something happened in the news, too, in town, you always seem to be able to get the person on within a day or two, so, you know, a night or two. So we'd be able to watch it. It's kind of, you know,
Usually.
it's very informative.
What are you
show
doing
in
up
that
this
way.
late at night? You get up
Hanging
at
out
3
with
in the
you,
morning.
buddy.
I
Hanging out with
appreciate
you,
that.
man.
That's
It's a lot.
cool,
Come on. So you invited me to the last live show. Me and you and Bill.
And you gave me the, I should have brought it tonight, you gave me the little George Bush doll, which is featured prominently, I left it at home like an idiot, which is featured
Yes, I
prominently
did.
in the final show tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I've killed like 5 shows with that, just hitting the button. And the
I knew
bushes-
you would. When I saw it, I said, Johnny,
That was perfect.
Johnny's going to love this
Dozens
thing, man.
of people have asked me, where the hell did you get that? And I finally called you to find out it was
That's
the
right.
Eckards and Green Tree.
That's right.
It's a little George Bush doll, and it says dozens of stupid sayings that he's actually said.
I need to get a kick out of that.
Yeah. Lisa's on the line. Lisa, go ahead.
Hi, John. I've watched your show for years, and I really enjoyed it. And I think the fat idiot in the morning should have gone before you did.
Well, I leave the channel in the capable hands of Mr. Hansberger, who will undoubtedly try to eat it.
I hope you catch on somewhere here in Pittsburgh so we can still enjoy you.
Yes, I've still been waiting to catch on for 7 damn years, so I hope I do too. Thank you very much, Lisa. That's very sweet of you. Let's take a break. Well, I'm sorry.
Johnny,
That's all right.
now.
When we come back, Jimmy Crenn still to come. Mean Bill Green on Night Talk. Back on Night Talk, Jimmy Crenn of the DE Morning Show with Jim and Randy is here for the final Night Talk.
Yeah, we were talking about your show off the air. 7 years, 7 great years, Johnny. And we were talking about, critics and, or people criticizing and this and that. But I was saying that of all people, Donovan McNabb said it the best with the Rush Limbaugh thing. After Rush with his, they will peel the Oxycontin out of my cold dead hand. But Donovan McNabb said it best when he said, perfect. He said, you know what? There's no free pass in Philadelphia. You don't give anyone a free pass. And I thought about that about Pittsburgh. Pittsburghers are straightforward people. Just they don't give anyone a free. You didn't get a free pass. You earned every year of those 7 years. That's why everyone who watches you regularly, we're going to miss you, because you were that entertaining. You earned it.
Nice.
And it is business, man. It's a rough business, as you know. It's a blood sport.
Ain't it the truth?
The media business, but
Ain't it the truth?
It's so true. We had a party for Johnny on Monday night, a little surprise party, and regular guests who've become friends through the years were all there. But that one moment at a party, it's getting, as I said, melancholy a little bit. It's kind of quiet. And I'm sitting there, like in a corner, and there's Sophie. It was a surreal experience for me. There's Sophie there, and there's Bob O'Connor, and they got a beer. And it's real quiet. We're talking, but just get that quiet moment of like, meditation, and you just hear Sophie goes,
That broadcasting is a ruthless game.
it was great. I just couldn't have said it better.
Because I thought politics was rough. Because it's ruthless.
I go, you're right, Sophie. But it was just great, a nice moment. But that's because of your show. I got to meet a lot of these people at these parties. When you have anniversary parties and stuff like that, and you get them drinking and partying, you get to see them as people.
Have you seen? I haven't seen Bruno Sammartino, and somebody told me the number I have for him isn't any good anymore. Bruno, if you're out there, give me a call.
That was one of the greatest things you did for me, introducing me to my idol, Bruno Sammartino, man. That was awesome.
Bill is on the line. Bill, how are you?
Good, good.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'll tell you what, I just found out recently that, all this transpired, and it's like, I can't comprehend it yet, You were a breath of fresh air in Pittsburgh, believe me. And PCNC management is making a very, very big mistake, in my opinion. I mean, we got to hear the other side of the issues, and I'm sorry, I'm probably rambling, but I'm just very upset that you're not going to be on the air anymore, and I probably won't watch PCNC anymore.
Bill, thanks a lot. I wouldn't watch PNC either.
It's funny.
But they could have a new lovely host who will be tremendous. I have absolutely no idea.
It's funny. Like I said, you got a lot of great viewers out there watch you, religiously, and they'll come up to me, and I've been talking to them like the last week or so, and I forget as they start talking to me. Bill, it's probably happened to you too. But they start talking to you, but starts acting like you're dead. Too bad. I'm sorry about your friend John. and I'm like, yeah, I know, Cyril. Yeah, I know.
I've been getting a lot of
ready
that
for
too.
His body looks so good. It looks lively. I'm like, no, you're going to be all right. I mean, you're going to end up somewhere here in Pittsburgh.
You can get that Cyril guy to do the autopsy. They were friends, weren't they?
I know, my head goes down with them. There's like a moment of silence. Sorry about your friend John. And I'm like, okay, I'm new.
I got a few of those. I got a guy who just stopped his bus. He's like, I hope you find a gig, Johnny Mac.
That's how Pittsburghers are. Pittsburghers are loyal. I told you that through the years, man.
Yes, you did.
And when you're down, that's when they're really loyal.
You and me and the legendary hockey announcer Mike Lang had a beer like several years ago.
Yeah.
And he said, kid, if you can make it 5 years, you're in. So the other night, I stumbled out of the Park House walking down the street with Roberta.
Yeah.
And there's Lang. He appeared, the angel of advice, appears on the street, walking down East Ohio Street. I'm like, Mike, what happened to the damn 5-year plan? All right, I made it 7, and then he's like, that's it, you're in, you made it, kid, you did it.
And Mike's right.
I guess he's right.
He knows about the Pittsburgh loyalty.
Yeah.
Like I said, the guy stopping the bus,
Yeah.
Besides, people got to know, this guy got it made. He's got this beautiful girl he's with. Now you get to sleep to noon, play video games, and hang out with a hot blonde. We're should be jealous of you.
Right, and when she's at work, I can search for others.
You're going to be like the well-rested one. You'll be calling me going, hey, we're going out, man.
Yeah, right.
I'll drive.
Ed, are you still there, Ed?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hey, man, listen, I'm one of Fred's viewers, and caught you this morning and heard a little bit of the bashing that was going on. But, hey, man, I agree with about 2% of what you say, but you still run a good show.
Thanks,
So good luck to you, and hope everything works out.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Well, never mind.
What was that?
Isn't staring at Fred, doesn't that get to you?
I got a wide TV.
Oh, thanks.
Like I said, both of you guys do a good show.
They're irresistible. Ed, thank you very much.
They're irresistible. You even got him to do it. But
Fred was very, whatever, he was very nice this morning. Bill, are you there, Bill?
Yeah, John, I just want to wish you well. I enjoyed watching your show all these years. And one of the funniest segments you did when you did the Cone Man.
Cone Man, yeah, that was fun.
That was tremendous.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And Jimmy, I want to know if you could do Governor Rendell giving some advice to our mayor about the city.
Well, I'm trying to do Governor Rendell. I'm still working on him. He's a rough voice, right? It's kind of like we're going to get sort of like you got to kind of work into it because it starts out low, but then Rendell gets up there a little bit, and Midge and I are going to put slot machines in Mayor Murphy's office, and that's how we're going to get everyone out of this, right, Mayor Murphy?
Yes, I'm very sorry about all the cutbacks, and I'm sorry that, John, you were in that cutback plan. I didn't tell you until this week. Very sorry about that.
Yeah, when Chief McNeely showed up at my house with the news, that was not pleasant. I don't mind telling you.
It's just going to be fun next week using eminent domain on you. I can't wait.
I mean, they're going to bulldoze.
Denzel said King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
Sorry, I saw training day the other day. But anyway.
They're going to... did you just say Chief McNeely is showing up for the show tomorrow?
How about that?
Oh, good.
They arrest you. Very nice. Way to end.
All right.
Let's come up.
I was going to say, is Tom Murphy going to bulldoze my dumpy little apartment?
Wait a second. You know what tomorrow is, everyone?
Oh, that's right. It's
John McIntyre Day.
In Pittsburgh, the city council has declared it thus courtesy of Councilman Bill Peduto, who was on the show tomorrow night. I forgot to tell anybody that, so it would
So we get exposure. So can I go out and grope women at will and steal money and drink other people's alcohol?
I just remembered I got to announce to everybody tomorrow. Take the day off. Just call in. It's John McIntyre Day. 40% off all clothes in all malls everywhere.
Right. That
it's
means
always like that on John
everyone
McIntyre Day.
Take 40% of your clothes off and walk up and down the malls.
That's what I do. I'm taking off every year. 2 days a year. John McIntyre Day, first day hunting season. That's my 2 days.
So things are going well on the show, though, right? And Randy sounds good. And,
things
you guys are humming.
Things are going great. Show has never, been better. Ton of fun. Randall's tremendous. I love working with Randy and Val and Mikey, Mike Brazuta, and Nick Del Greco. Well, we have so many people that make that show great too behind the scenes. Programming's the best. There's John Machida,
and the ratings just came out yesterday. I know because Madden was here bragging that his were tremendous. Yours, I assume, were also tremendous.
Yeah, they're rather
tremendous. Good. By the look on your face, it looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, you don't like to gloat. You knock the wood.
Right. Madden likes to gloat. That's the difference.
Not, you just keep entertaining and hope that it keeps working like it is. But it's still good. It's tremendous. Like I said, for the people that work there, we got John Romer, general manager, and a good close friend of mine, the best guy in the world, Gene Romano. He's our regional programmer, and John Machida, our programmer. We got Kevin Battle and Brian Price and Bill Cameron. The list goes on, but all these people are such quality people, and that's what makes the show what it is. It makes it dominant. It's dominating in the ratings, if I can gloat. But in the station, and it's because of these people. I'm in a great position to, they let me. I'm the guy that gets to goof around. They do.
I know Randy has to push all the buttons, which is a big pain in the butt.
He's unbelievable. What a talent that kid is. I lucked out there.
Well, grow up women with me now and smoke pot with me later.
Yes, we will do that.
On John McIntyre Day.
I will promise you, I will have women on my staff. I promise you. Maria is a good mother, John. I don't care what you say. You are a good man.
Thanks for coming.
Johnny Mac, it was an honor, buddy.
Great to see you.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it'd be an honor to be on the first week of your new show.
Wherever the hell
that happens.
All right.
It will happen.
And
thank you for all those years too, buddy.
You bet, man. Thanks. And I will be with you at 9:45 tomorrow.
That's right, man. I gotta wait. I gotta make sure you're up and working.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
9:45. And maybe live. I may drive out there live.
Oh man, I'll have the coffee ready for you, buddy.
Would you? Yeah. Now I'll just bring the Starbucks with me.
All right.
You got that radio station coffee. That's like
that's tough.
Crap.
That's strong. Yeah.
Jimmy Crane, ladies
and gentlemen.
Thanks, buddy. Back in a moment with Mean Bill Green. Stick around. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, a star-studded free-for-all affair. It's the last Night Talk episode ever. You won't want to miss it, featuring 2 rock and roll music videos and prominent Pittsburghs dancing like fools, including Mean Bill Green, who is our exclusive guest. Straight ahead on Night Talk. Gentlemen, the last live Night Talk guest. 7 years of the program, and we end live with the political analyst extraordinaire, Mean Bill Green.
It's come down to this.
It's come down to this.
It's come down to this. I'm honored and humbled.
I don't believe the latter. That, yeah.
I'm sure I can find humility if I look for it. That I would be here. I echo what Kren just said. You've been a great friend. A lot of people don't know that you and I have been friends over the years. I would think they might put that together since I've been up here about every other week for 5 or 6 years or something like that.
But first I remember I had to brush you off and blow you off and give you the finger because you took me to a restaurant and you told me I couldn't have Delano on anymore.
When did I?
Yes, you don't remember that?
No, I don't.
I'll never forget that.
Where was it?
Why do you have John Delano on? You can't have him on. I'm the political analyst.
I didn't even know who this guy was. I'm like, look, I can put any idiot on the show on I want. They've given me that authority. Yeah.
Right. And you proved
Jane
that
Street,
by putting me. Oh, is that one of our first dinner?
Yeah.
And I said you can't.
And after
do
that, you sort of backed off and became normal.
Oh, okay.
God knows if I had submitted what evil plot or sadistic orders you would have been handing out.
Well, you were an interloper here.
Yes.
As Lang said, it takes time to build up that credibility in town, but you certainly have. and you've been a
Buy Sam a beer and can him from the cable show too.
No, if you think of the guests and the people who have had a chance to watch this week and look at all the tapes, and some of the stuff has just been tremendous. Looking back, all your being on the street stuff that you ran the other night, the thing you did with Josh Miller the other day was just one of the funniest bits I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, Josh is hysterical.
just
Josh
great.
is also featured a little bit in tomorrow night's spectacular music video.
Josh is a first class guy. But you've brought this city together in a very unique way. A lot of people in this town have get quoted in the newspaper, get this or get that, but you managed to bring everybody together, and I think that's been a remarkable achievement. And the other thing is that, and Jim mentioned it, if something happened today, tonight, or tomorrow afternoon, you would have them on the show that night. And I think the newsness of that, which is part of the Pittsburgh Cable News Channel, you certainly fulfilled that role and have been extremely entertaining. And I thought the column on Sunday by Mackenzie Carpenter was just on point. You've done very, very well, John. I hope you're very proud of what you've accomplished here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean it.
Look for my column in the Pittsburgh City paper that came out today.
We
essentially
will.
About.
But all you do is bash Republicans in that
Not this
column.
time. This time,
really?
this time I ridicule myself for my future prospects.
What?
You'll have to read.
We'll have to read it to see.
Carolyn is on the line for Mean Bill Green. Carolyn.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey,
Carolyn. How are you?
First of all, it's been great, John. And
thank you.
I know you have an appointment with Jim tomorrow, but don't forget Lynn and her crowd.
No, I will be also on the lovely and talented Lynn Cullen program on WPTT at 10 in the morning.
And I think you ought to come back. When you come back casual. Tell Josh
you were like the fourth person.
Sweater.
You're the fourth person to tell me that today.
I love Josh
I was
Miller's
wearing
sweater the other night.
a jean jacket and something rather for a couple of the bits,
Absolutely.
and then I wore it on the Hansberger show.
Right.
I thought he was going to start making out with me. Yeah, he was so attracted.
Well, Josh said that was a look.
Yes, he did.
He said that's
what
a great
Josh
look.
said. Yeah,
That's right.
Carolyn, I'm going to take your advice.
Anyway, your motto is illegitimi non carborundum.
Run that whole thing by me again. I mean, I'm familiar with
Illegitimi non carborundum. It starts out, don't let the, you know that.
you down.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
And that's your motto.
Carolyn, I'm going to carry that with me to my grave.
Take care.
Thank you.
Carolyn, nice to hear your voice.
Carolyn is one of those people who calls many talk shows and sort of knows all the hosts. Was she calling you long ago?
TAE radio, whatever that was, 10, 12 years ago for a long time, and Carolyn was a very frequent caller, and she is of your political stripe, as a matter of fact.
So she's one of the right people.
She's of your political stripe. Yes, she is.
By the way, just to be a regular ditto head, have you started popping OxyContin like Captain Crunch yet?
I did take OxyContin.
That's right, you did, as a matter of fact.
I did take OxyContin.
Did you get addicted?
Yeah. Well, I did. I mean, temporarily, but I went to the hospital and got rid of that stuff. That's
right.
Bad
you weren't
stuff.
irresponsible.
That is
you were
really
able to kick
bad
the
stuff.
habit.
Well, I had surgery. That was
I understand.
a major painkiller for that.
Yes.
But the side effects are just
But how was
brutal.
the buzz?
I don't remember.
Really?
I mean, it was that bad.
It wasn't pleasant?
No, I couldn't wait for the next 4 hours, though.
Did
you would sit there. You took one of these every 4 hours, every 4 to 6. So I just took them every 4. So you were
and after
taking
about
6
3
of
hours
these
and a half, you were like,
yeah. You move the watch up, and so you literally do pop me. You want to get that high. Yeah, it's a decent buzz.
You know, do you have any predictions since you can't be on the show next week? To predict anything further, President Bush, will he be reelected? Jim Roddy, will he make? Of course, you're working for the Roddy campaign.
I'm working for the Roddy campaign, so I'm a little biased in that regard. So I think the president will get reelected, and I don't just say that because of my position.
No, I know.
I just think that things will come together. We saw some good economic news today. If that continues, I think he ought to, and you can't beat him without anybody. And right now, the other side just doesn't have anybody there.
I think the John Kerry Wesley Clark ticket will.
I know you keep harping on that.
I just want to get my prediction in.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I'll remember that.
We won't be here in a year and however long. Yeah.
President Kerry, he can get a job down there. With a lot of Pittsburgh connections in that administration.
Are there? Oh, because of Mrs. Hines.
Teresa.
Well, I mean,
yes.
Mrs. Carey, whatever. Mrs. Hines Carey.
Teresa Hines.
Mrs. Cash and Carey. Yeah.
Mrs. Carey Hines, I think is how she puts it.
Is that right?
Yes.
And what about locally? How come the legislature
wants all of the control over the city council and its financial affairs. Not to suggest that they've done a swell job and don't need some oversight. But
That's
do you
precisely the point.
But do you think it's possible that they're like going too far? I've heard some buzz on that.
Not for the short term, and the reason is that right now, city council and the mayor, to do the things that this new board is going to want, they're going to have to make some really hard decisions. And I think if they have the excuse the board made us do it, it's probably a good thing for city council, because city council can't discipline themselves enough to stop spending, and the mayor can't either. So yeah, but remember, this is temporary. It's only a 7-year board at the outlet.
7 years, but aren't they? It sounds like the proposal is stripping away all power from the city council, so we have no elected representation.
No,
I vote for a councilman, but it just doesn't matter. I have
that person, as long as they follow the general guidelines that the oversight committee will put on them, they'll be fine. This is a good thing. This is a good thing.
When I see it. Where is it right now?
Well, right now it's still not anywhere because of a lot of reluctance still, because the city hasn't done, it's the same old song, the city still hasn't done any of the cutting that they claim that they're going to do. As long as that continues the way it is, this city may very well be bankrupt by the end of the year.
Will Tom Murphy run for re-election?
No.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Wouldn't it just suck to be him? When Larry Richard of KDK Radio asked me that this morning, and I just thought, and I'm not saying he's great or horrible or anywhere in between, I just thought it would be horrible to be him right now.
I was driving past the City County building earlier tonight, around 6:30, 10 to 7, his car is right out in his parking space right out there, and I can imagine he's up there with the lights on and about 3 people just trying to figure out money. It's just not a job that you want today, a big city mayor, whether it's Tom or anybody else. Ed Rendell had a bankrupt city on his hands when he was mayor of Philadelphia. You know, it's hard. These jobs, and we joke about politicians like to lead, these are tough jobs, especially being an administrator, a governor, a mayor, something like that. These are very, very hard jobs, and we're quick to criticize. We don't pat anybody on the back. We go right for their throat. We have to, I think the electorate maybe should be a little more patient sometimes.
Sometimes we don't go for the throats, we go right for the boobies.
I knew that was coming. You got through that whole 40 minutes with Jimmy, both of you doing it. I never even mentioned boobies.
I know, but I like to say boobies. Smoke pot with me now and grow up the boobies.
He and the president were together today in
Arnold, I know, Dumb and Dumb,
California.
Yeah.
And the president said, you know, we both married above ourselves, and we both were accused on occasion of not being able to pronounce the English language. So I thought the president was very funny.
How long do you think before Arnold is going to either get shot or
he's
die in a plane crash?
He's not going.
He's a politician. He's related to a Kennedy. The clock is ticking.
You know, that's not going to happen. In fact, if anybody, he's probably the most secure guy in the world.
Give me a bullet in the head now, or kill me in a plane crash later.
He's got a team, a security team around him. He's going to be fine.
What? The president didn't have a security team with him in Dallas? Yeah.
Well, that was 1963. The level of security is a lot different than it was 40 years ago. 40 years ago.
Yeah. And, well, Dr. Wecht was on the show the other night talking about the 40th anniversary. He's having a major, 4-day symposium at Duquesne Law School.
I think that'll be neat.
And he's still just hilariously riffing on the single bullet theory and ridiculing Arlen Specter, my friend, your nemesis, the author of the single bullet.
And neither of them have changed at all, any variance from where they were 40 years ago on this theory. And I think most people have a tendency to side with Cyril on this. That it's just impossible, because it's impossible for us to believe that one person could have done what Lee Harvey Oswald did.
Ladies and gentlemen, call in with your comments or questions if you choose to at 412-333-PCNC, political or otherwise. It is the final live episode of Night Talk featuring the preeminent guest of our time. And what does that say about the level of quality of guests in this town? Mean Bill Green. Stay with us. Back on Night Talk with Mean Bill Green. Now, you know, Bill, nobody gives a damn.
Call me mean. Whatever.
Because
where did that
Mean Joe Green is a Pittsburgh institution.
Well, yeah, but
your name is Green.
Yeah, but
Mean Bill Green.
He spells it differently.
Whatever.
Among other differences between Joe Green and myself, he spells it incorrectly.
George just played the tiger sound effect. I can't stop thinking of his Myron Copes.
There's a bungle on my shoulder.
I can't even do it, but that was hysterical.
Sigmund, enjoy.
Yeah. Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried
Yeah,
and Roy.
That's good. That's good.
Jim's awesome.
But what I started to say, you know, nobody cares about our little sick, twisted political junkie fans.
Yeah.
And or acquaintances, and or detractors, but who still like to watch it to torture themselves, like it. There are very few of those. Now, yes, it could be because we're not as fascinating as we believe ourselves to be, but it also is that nobody gives a damn. And it seems to me, and I guess we've discussed this before, that fewer people give a damn about politics as we go, unless a booby grabber is running.
Well, that's a perfect example. Give the people what they want, and they'll show up. You know, and they wanted Arlen Specter, and they showed up. Arnold Schwarzenegger. What am I saying?
I do not grab boobies, and I do not get hammered.
I think you still have to have faith in the American electorate, and you still have to have faith in people voting. What disturbs me a lot, though, is I see a lot of kids that just take this advantage for granted. And if we, to just be a little serious, if we look at the 300 and some young men and women that have died in Iraq, over there agreeing or disagreeing, but over there to protect America from whatever. Point being, they've sacrificed lives for this country.
Right. They've done a very noble thing. That's obviously the ultimate sacrifice.
And the least we can do, I think, to support that is go out and vote twice a year. That's all we're asked to do. Not a big price to pay.
And I think that would be a good reason to vote President Bush out, and others may think it's a good reason to keep him in. But you're right.
But vote.
Get your butt out there and.
I've always said that. Just register and vote. That you're missing a great opportunity.
But everybody thinks, as you know, it just doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Oh, they're all going to steal our money.
But if 2000 proved anything, if the Florida vote proved anything, it proved that individual votes count. The first cut was 510 votes or whatever the heck it was. I mean, those are single votes.
I just mean, I think, this is not an original observation, not that I have many of those. People are so disillusioned that they don't care. Yes, you're right that a single vote can make a big difference, but since they think both sides are bums, why bother making a difference?
But I think that
the Democrats are going to tax us to death. The Republicans are they may cut the taxes, but all the benefits will go to the rich. We can't win.
Right. Yeah, but that's been this way for quite a while. I mean, we've had a disgruntled, electorate for a long time. They're always disgruntled. More disgruntled in war, more disgruntled when the economy is bad. But they still turn out not in the numbers that people want, and that's a crime.
Sean is on the line. Sean, how are you tonight?
Not too bad, thanks.
Well, my career is actually joining that category, I would argue. So,
how many of those have you had over the years? There haven't been really that many when you think about it.
There was a string of time about just a few months ago when a small collection of deeply disturbed idiots kept calling every single night trying to get a crank call on.
Okay.
And I would just think it would cease to be funny even to them for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, at the beginning we had Howard Stern callers like every talk show in America did.
Right. Right.
But I don't even think they do that Baba Booey stuff anymore. That's like, even Howard is bored with that.
Yeah, I think it's gone away, and it's.
Do you think if we'd done some Howard Stern stuff, live nude lesbian strippers making out, that we'd still be on the air?
Oh yeah. Yeah, at midnight, but on the air.
Why didn't we do that?
I don't. What do you mean? Why we didn't do that?
You could have suggested it. You're an advisor to the show. You're in the kitchen cabinet.
We never thought you needed it.
Yeah, that's right.
The thing was that I think people sometimes have forgot to understand that this show competes against MSNBC and Larry King and Hannity and Combs and all of those shows, and to make this as special as you have, it made it work that much.
Don't you think the Fox News channel is diabolical for hiring such a lame liberal as as Alan Combs?
Alan Combs.
Yeah.
He took the job.
I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I know he took the job.
I think he's getting better, frankly.
Really? Oh, come on.
I do. The problem is he doesn't know how to shut up Hannity, who I don't think is much of a conservative. I mean, he's just a talker. He doesn't show me any passion. He doesn't show me any insightfulness. I'm not necessarily excited about it.
Have you read Al Franken's book, Liars and the Lying Lies They Tell, or whatever it is?
No, I'd read it if someone gave it to me. I sure as hell wouldn't pay for it.
Maybe I'll give it to you. You'd like it. Not you wouldn't agree with it at all, but it's very funny.
He's a funny guy. I told you.
One of the chapters. Yes.
Go ahead. At the Democratic convention, he saved a cab for me, and I thanked him very much for that.
One of the chapters is entitled, "You know who I don't like? Ann Coulter." I guess you have to see it in print, but.
She came out defending Rush today, so.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, she did. She was very, very strident about it, as a matter of fact. A lot of people are coming out to do that. Just a lot of people were attacking him. He's on the front cover of Newsweek this week.
Franken has pointed out that he used to criticize people on welfare for buying drugs, and that he called the late, great Jerry Garcia just another dead doper.
Yeah,
so I think, therefore, he deserves all the criticism that he's getting it.
He's getting it.
Although he'll survive fine, frankly, and he'll still make millions, I think. His listeners love him, and they will stand by him.
Did you see what his contract was? $285 million over 8 years. What is that? It's $30 million a year. That's close to your pay, isn't it?
Yes.
That's why you had difficulty negotiating here.
Yeah, I said,
I want to get to that $32 million.
And they wanted to pay me a paltry 28.
Yeah, and you know, and someone told you to why. It was Kren said walk, wasn't it?
Look at Mo, the camera guy, is like the Grim Reaper of the show because he wants to bring the cameras into the other studio for the 10 o'clock news.
They're taking
so he comes
the
in here
cameras
and
away?
Yeah. We got 2 minutes left, Mo.
What was
like
it?
Dr. Death. He wants to end the damn segment. The last live segment.
Jerry Showtime, when they did the fake talk show, Larry Sandler.
Larry.
Remember the last show he did?
Larry Sanders.
They took Larry Sanders. They took everything away.
Yeah.
As he was finishing the show, and the logo, the desk, and all that off his.
Well, I was thinking somebody reminded me today of the Seinfeld episode where Kramer got the old Merv Griffin set and started holding a talk show in his house. I thought I'd adopt that strategy.
Elliot Gould sat in that chair.
And I could do the show just from my bedroom and webcam it and stream it. You know, me and you sitting on my bed, Bill.
We could do it at my house out on the front porch or something like that out there. That's not a bad idea. Webcam.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that'll catch on like wildfire. Whatever.
You never know, John. Green Associates would sponsor that.
Would they? Mm-hmm. Well, why wouldn't you sponsor this damn show?
Huh? We couldn't afford to sponsor this show. Webcam.
I can afford to sponsor this show. The advertisements here are cheap. By the way, even though I'm not here, if you wanted a cheap advertisement, Pittsburgh Cable News Channel.
And you'll do very well with a buy here. Extremely well with a buy.
So, Eddie, you want to say anything in the final 45 seconds? Of course, you're on the damn free-for-all.
It's been a great run for you, and I think we're all happy for you and pleased that you've given all of us an opportunity to be on the air and have a good time. You're a good man, John McIntyre, and everybody loves you.
Why, thank you. Mo, would you like to come up here and say anything? No?
Good man, John.
Yeah, but you don't want to come up and say it and say it? Come on, this is like the final live thing, Mo. This could be your big moment.
Possibly be on track down. It's nice.
Mo is afraid they might see him and put him on track down and then they'll bust him.
What a great way.
I guess if you didn't see Mo, it's not funny, but if you saw him, it's funny.
You know he's been on track down.
Yeah, all right. Bill Green, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
John McIntyre.
We'll be a small part, by the way, of the historic last episode tomorrow night, which we'll tell you about, I guess, a little bit more in a minute. Stay with us. In the last minute or two of the show are incredibly lame, but they've been made much less lame, if not actually interesting and or entertaining, by David Johnson.
Well, I've had a lot of fun doing this. I really have, and I'm going to miss being with you here at night. I really am. And
where's your mic?
Oh my gosh! Do I not have a mic on? How sad is that? On your last.
And what would I hate to throw you the obvious question, but what would the President George Bush the first say about the last episode of Night Talk Live?
Well, Bill Green, I approve of that. Republican, moderate to conservative, which is the way I feel about it. And bringing you a Democrat and him, Republican, over there, off camera now, doing that thing he's doing. Stronger bonding.
He's got his hands in his pockets, Mr. President. What do you suppose that's all about?
That worries me now. It just came out. He's got a set of keys, something else, don't know what it is. Worried about it, concerned.
It's so stupid.
That's good. No, it doesn't. That's good.
Oh. How much time do we have left?
15 seconds.
Now that I put my mic on, best of luck.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Same to you.
No question, land on your feet, and I will look forward to seeing what's going to happen to you. Good thing.
And so will I. Thank you. David Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, straight ahead with the 10 o'clock news.